There's something I discovered about women, something I never read in books, never saw in videos, and no one ever talked about. But once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And when I tell you what it is, it will change the way you understand women. Forever. This isn't about manipulation, or tricks, or red pill nonsense. It's about real psychology, real human behavior, and the one weakness, the silent, invisible one, that almost every woman hides behind strength, attitude, and smiles. Today, I want to tell you a story. Not just any story. My story. Because it took me years, countless mistakes, and a little bit of heartbreak to finally realize this truth. Let's begin. I was in a relationship once with a girl who, on the surface, had it all together. Confident, funny, outgoing. She even used to say things like, "I don't need anyone," and "I'm better off alone." But then, late at night, in those quiet moments when no one was watching, she would break. She'd cry over small things. She'd become anxious, scared, overly emotional, or distant without warning. I didn't understand it back then. I thought maybe she was just sensitive, or moody, or maybe I had done something wrong. But the more I studied human behavior, the more I observed women not just in relationships, but in real life. Friends, cousins, even strangers. I started to see a pattern. Now here's the truth. No one tells you. The biggest psychological weakness of most women is the fear of emotional abandonment. It's not money, not looks, not success. It's the fear that the person they've emotionally invested in, the man they've chosen to trust, will disconnect emotionally or stop caring when they need him the most. Even the strongest, most independent woman carries this silent fear deep inside. It's usually buried under layers of pride, independence, or perfectionism. But it's always there. Because for most women, emotional security is survival. If she feels you're drifting, ignoring, cold, or careless, she'll feel unsafe. Not just mentally, biologically unsafe. Her brain will go into alert mode. She might become distant, test you, or act in strange ways. Not because she doesn't care, but because she's scared. Have you ever seen a woman overreact to a message you didn't reply to? Or get sad for no real reason? Or suddenly go cold after everything seemed fine? That's not drama. That's a defense mechanism. It's her mind saying, "I don't want to feel abandoned again." And it's not always about you. Sometimes it's her childhood. Sometimes it's a past relationship. Sometimes it's a father who was emotionally unavailable, or a past partner who ghosted her when she needed someone most. You see, men are trained to suppress emotions, but women are wired to feel them deeply, and the fear of being emotionally disconnected, even for a moment, feels like betrayal to many women. When I realized this, I changed the way I showed up in relationships. I stopped thinking like a man trying to figure out a woman, and started thinking like a human trying to understand another human being's emotional safety. I stopped responding with logic to her emotions. I started responding with presence. If she was scared, I stayed. If she was confused, I listened. If she was distant, I didn't chase, but I didn't punish her with silence either. And the crazy thing, the more emotionally consistent I became, the more deeply she connected. Not just her, but every woman I've come across since. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. The number one weakness of most women, the fear of emotional abandonment. is also the key to a deeper connection. It's not about pretending to be a therapist. It's about being the kind of man who doesn't vanish when emotions show up. Be the calm in her storm, the constant in her chaos, and watch how her walls melt. Because behind every strong, independent woman is a part of her that just wants to feel safe. Not financially, not physically, but emotionally. What if I told you that her biggest weakness isn't her fear of being left, but the terrifying possibility of finally being understood? Because once a woman feels seen, not just heard, it shakes her entire reality. She questions everything: her identity, her past, her defense walls, and that kind of emotional exposure. It's not just rare, it's dangerous to her ego. Most men never get close enough to trigger that level of psychological disarmament. But those who do, they don't just attract her, they haunt her. And in the next video, I'll show you exactly how to become that kind of man, not by being better, but by mastering something she doesn't even know she craves yet. It can break that barrier without words. And no, it's not empathy, not communication, not vulnerability. It's something most people have never even heard of. And once you do, there's no going back.